Welcome back. We're not yet at the midterms, but it appears there's an invisible 2024 presidential primary on the Democratic side that may not be so invisible anymore. A leaked memo from Bernie Sanders' top advisor to his allies said that the two-time presidential candidate has not ruled out another bid for high office in 2024 if there is an open seat, essentially, if no incumbent is running, meaning Joe Biden. The memo went on to spell out that Sanders and his popularity and his appeal to progressive voters. Of course, President Biden has given no indication that he will not seek a second term in office, and apparently tells people behind the scenes all the time that he is going to run. But his political standing has raised concerns among plenty of Democrats across the ideological spectrum about the future of the party in this year's midterms and beyond. So joining me now is the author of that memo, senior advisor to Bernie Sanders, his former campaign manager, Faz Shakur. Faz, good to see you.
See you, Chuck.
All right, so I got to start with a leaked memo. Is this a memo that was intended for public consumption?
No, it's not intended for public consumption, but
you're here,
there.
so you don't seem to be upset about it.
I'm not running away from the memo. Better way to put that. So let's discuss it.
Fair enough. I want to start with why you chose to write this memo.
Right.
It seems as if, what motivated it, and what I thought I took away from it is what is happening in the Pennsylvania Senate primary, where you have Conor Lamb attacking Fetterman for having the support of Democratic socialists like Bernie Sanders.
There is a divide still within the Democratic Party, and Senator Sanders has been winning that. And I think Joe Biden has been supporting that effort and trying to move in a progressive direction. There's still some stalwarts who are fighting for a corporate version of the Democratic Party. And this kind of ideological debate, do we stand with working people, is exactly what we're trying to drive at. Why is Bernie Sanders popular? That's the honest question to reckon with. Like, if any Democrats running out there, reckon with the question, why is Bernie popular? What does he do differently?
What is your theory in this? Is it personal, or is it his position?
There's a credibility of fighting for working class issues, one, right? An authenticity and a belief over a lifetime that that's what he does. Secondly, somebody who with progressive muscularity wields power and authority with a sense of a moral vision of justice for our economy. That I'm going to take the fight to Amazon. I'm going to take the fight to Starbucks. And when workers are standing up, I'm going to get behind them like a freight train. And I think that has resonance. If we're losing, ask the question, the Democratic Party is certainly losing some support. Who are they losing support with? Young people, working class people, disaffected people who become cynical about politics? Who speaks to that? How do you get people who aren't already with you? And I think Senator Sanders' vision does that.
So the fact that a super PAC was spending money on Fetterman on this was
not only in Fetterman. I mean, if you look at the congressional races, you got like these crypto billionaires spending money. You got all kinds of people spending money in these races.
Right.
And they're going to make you feel afraid of, the progressive vision, inflation. You can't go down this rabbit hole with people who want to cut stimulus checks that are wildly popular, by the way. You can't stand with people who want to fight for the working class of America. And what I'm trying to do, and what we're trying to do with the memo, is say, embrace those attacks. There is a fight. There is a divide. Don't get soft on it. Don't get weak. Kind of lean into the fight. And elections are about choices, Chuck. And I think one constructive critique I would have for Biden and the Biden team is you got to elevate fights. Pick fights and elevate them.
I would argue that you said here at the end, well, this is the critique I'd have. I think everything you just laid out sounded like a critique of the administration right now.
Well,
you feel like they're not fighting hard enough.
Not just them.
They're not picking fights.
I look at Senator Schumer on the Senate floor schedule. I'm like, why haven't we had a vote on Build Back Better, Chuck? Like, I urge them to put up things, and I see them saying, we don't want to lose. I get it. But sometimes people just need to know the fight. How much do you believe in this that you're willing to go to the mat and call out people, even within your own ranks, who aren't with you? Wield power, wield authority with muscularity.
I'm curious, by the way, why haven't you endorsed Fetterman? Why hasn't Sanders endorsed Fetterman yet for the Senate?
We respect hopefully Senator Fetterman, but he hasn't solicited the endorsement.
I got you. You're not going to endorse anybody that hasn't asked yet.
That's a premise of Senator Sanders' operation, is that we don't endorse unless somebody asks.
Do you get a sense he's waiting till after the primary to get the endorsement? And he doesn't want it during the primary?
You'll speak to the Fetterman team. They'll have their own judgments.
But you have no reason to believe that the senator has less enthusiasm for Fetterman.
Oh, I mean, if Fetterman would emerge in this primary, he'd be supportive, certainly.
Obviously, the thing that caught the attention of most reporters was the decision on a frequently asked, you had FAQs. So I'm curious, are there been frequently asked questions of Bernie Sanders that he's going to run again in 24?
Yes. People, I mean, amongst who, maybe not from Chuck Todd, but certainly from our allies, and there are a number of them, both people who endorsed us, groups have endorsed us, supporters around the country have been saying, I think...
So he's not going to primary Biden, correct?
Yes.
That's out of the question.
Well, right. I don't think that he's supporting President Biden aggressively, trying to get the agenda passed. So, yeah, primary's not on the table.
but he does not have that same deference for the vice president.
No, he respects Senator Harris. I think at that point,
Vice President Harris.
Vice President Harris, of course. Yeah, thank you. I keep catching myself.
I don't want to.
Yes.
That would get you in trouble.
Yeah, of course, as it should. I think that the question on Vice President Harris issue to run, or anybody, is to just say, what are you going to run for? What's your agenda going to be? And then Senator Sanders would make his judgment and determination at that point. It's just to say, hey, what are you going to be fighting for? It's not to say, oh, I'm running in 2024. I'm leaving my options open to see what does the field look like and what kind of agenda are we as a Democratic Party putting forward.
What would you like to see done now that's realistic, the way the Senate works, to have for Democrats to campaign on in the fall?
God, this hurts me, my soul, honestly. The question is just like, not your question, but it hurts my soul that the answer is so easy, which is like right now you have Amazon workers organizing in workplaces in Staten Island. Senator Sanders is visiting there this weekend. You have Starbucks workers all across the country. It's like a national field campaign for those of us who talk in politics. Yeah. You have a national field campaign. These workers are the courageous heroes of the moment. They are doing the hard slogging. And you would think of a Democratic Party. Does this align with your values? Are they elevating the fight that you need to be in? Yes. And, again, constructively for my friends of the White House, they should be invited to the White House. You should elevate, put them on a platform. On behalf of a grateful nation, we thank you for taking on tough fights against corporate power because you care about basic dignity for the working class.
You're not the only progressive that's been speaking out. Elizabeth Warren had an op-ed in the New York Times where she said, in part, Democrats cannot bow to the wisdom of out-of-touch consultants who recommend we simply tout our accomplishments. Instead, Democrats need to deliver more of the president's agenda or else we will not be in the majority much longer. I know that Senator Sanders and Senator Warren share the same ideology, share the same views on this. Yes. It does look like you're both jockeying to see who's leader of the progressive movement. Is that fair?
I don't know about leader of the progressive movement. They're putting forward ideologies and they're advocating for them. There's a lot of Venn diagram overlap here. So I wouldn't see it as a competition, Chuck. I think we're both putting forward visions that we believe in strongly and advocating for and trying to get people engaged in politics for the right reasons.
Do you accept the idea, though, that you publicly in this memo talking about 2024, that it sort of rips the Band-Aid off of an invisible primary on the Democratic side as people wonder what the president's going to do?
You and I know it's politics is politics, Chuck. Arguably, the campaigns are always going on. People are always thinking politically. I think that's the case. And for Senator Sanders in particular, let me speak about him. He's built a movement of millions and millions and millions of people. Again, talking about how popular he is across the country. He would be doing a disservice if he weren't speaking to the fact that there's a lot of people out there who want to know, is somebody representing me? Is somebody making the fight? Is someone making the argument for working people? He's going to continue to do it as long as he can.
I'm just curious, does the senator accept, though, the idea that the checks that you said were enormously popular actually contributed to our current inflationary problems?
This, again, it hurts my soul around this fight because if you're a Biden administration and other Democrats, this is an opportunity to lean in. What happened with the stimulus checks? We gave money into people's pockets, child tax credit, unemployment insurance benefits, and stimulus checks. What happened when we gave that money out? Corporations came around and stole it. That's what happened. They took it back out of your paycheck. Why? Because they wanted to report not profits, Chuck, record profits. S&P 500, you look at their profits off the charts. That was a choice by corporations. So, yeah, I could raise that bag of potato chips by 25 cents. I could increase the cost of this car by $1,000. But everyone thinks there's supply chain snarls out there.
So what you're saying, the inflation issue should be on the corporate.
100%. Lead that fight to say, hey, yeah, maybe there should have been some price increases. But what happened was price gouging, price collusion, corporate power in America trying to reach into your pocket, say, oh, I see you got some money there, coming back to me. And if you just look at the record profits of these corporations, that is the fight. That is the fight. People are asking, who the hell is going to take them on? It is the government's responsibility to take that fight on.
I think you have made clear you'd like to see the Democrats have some fight in them. I mean, you've used that word a lot, and I say that with no disrespect, it does seem like that is among the biggest problems.
Right, executive order. I mean, everyone's going to appreciate this. Sometimes these fights are hard, you're going to lose.
Right.
But you got to lean in, whether it's executive orders, putting legislative votes on the floor again, go around the country, wield it, wield that authority.
Vaz Shakur, Senior Advisor to Senator Sanders. Good to see you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Up next, DeSantis versus Disney. Why the Republican Florida governor is trying to take down some special privileges in place where dreams come true.